If anyone's seen this man play on court, they know the expletives that come out of his mouth are non-stop.
I give lots of advice, whether
it's good. We'd go into a badminton hall and my dad would put the pressure on instantly, or not so in his eyes, by saying, "There's nobody here you can't beat."
I would put it out there that it's not about taking part, it is about winning.
Yeah.
I'm Steve Ellaway. I started playing badminton when I was probably about 7, 8.
I'm James. I'm 27 now. I've been playing badminton for 21 years, maybe a little bit longer if you include when I started hitting with my dad in the garden, which is how I got into it, to be honest.
I play for Ellaway, play lots of tournaments. Home and abroad, play for the Masters, as some of you may know. We did really well this year down in Bournemouth in the ICC, which was a really good result. And luckily for me, my son's taken up the same sport as well, which is always a good thing.
My dad, when he was top of the league years ago, had a left-handed partner, and my earliest recollection is that left-hand partner breaking my dad's nose on court. And whether that gave me the love for the sport, seeing my father injured, I don't know. But yeah, so ever since I played internationally, growing up through the junior ranks, again, probably fell out of love with the sport a bit from the pressure when I was about 15, 16. And then the last few years, I've got into it a lot more again. And yeah, started going into a bit more performance again, getting through to the quarters, semis of the last couple of nationals, and starting to really enjoy badminton again.
We usually practice once a week actually, but I've been out some time, I had an injury, but ordinarily we try to get at least once a week. He plays in the same club as me now. I like playing against James. He's very kind to me on times, but he wasn't so recently in the Evervale tournament when he beat me game 7 in the singles in the quarters. So that wasn't so much fun. But ordinarily, yeah, I do fairly well against him. And considering my age, he's more than half my age. I'm 60 now. So yeah, so I feel.
And just to put it out there, Dad is very much a singles player, and I am very much a doubles player. Like, I do not do singles. If anyone's seen me on a singles court, they know it's like Bambi on ice. It's really embarrassing.
I give lots of advice, whether
it's good. So my dad has a famous saying that growing up, any tournament, whether it was across Britain or across Europe, we'd go into a badminton hall and my dad would put the pressure on instantly, or not so in his eyes, by saying, "There's nobody here you can't beat."
In actually, probably I've taken more from him about the training, the practice routines that he's brought, because he plays a higher standard than me in the Cardiff League. So he plays with a lot of ex-international players, which he was with in the juniors, and they do a lot of different drills than perhaps we do as older people, which benefits me, especially a lot. I know as you get older, you do get a bit slow, and you tend to be a bit more complacent about things and not push yourself as hard because you don't feel you need to at that age and the people you're playing against. But with James, he's playing a much higher standard than me, and I find it does bring my game on a lot more, especially when we're sparring. And doing routines together. So that's probably the thing. His certain experience at the moment is coming through and helping me a lot.
I think in years gone by, we probably took for granted what we could say to each other and how we could support each other. But I think now, particularly with Dad, I'd say I'm actually really enjoying being more of a coach to him, doing a lot of routines. Our next goal for Dad now is to get into the over 60s All England next year. And like, for me, I find that as a challenge working to him. And also, again, I actually really enjoy now Dad being behind the court or watching, whereas in years gone by, I never would have liked that. Just having someone there for support that I wouldn't have enjoyed before, but now, yeah, I appreciate it a lot more, and it makes me a lot more comfortable on court.
And badminton is a massive part of my life, and it has been all my life.
Dad is a fitness freak, so Dad loves doing anything that normal people would hate doing, like court movement, like shuttle runs, getting on a bike, getting on a treadmill. That's Dad's niche. Like, personally, one of my goals is actually just to medal at the nationals. There's been a number of years I've been so close. Like I say, I've been to the semis 3 or 4 times now, the quarters a couple of times. And as many people know, I've had quite a difficult battle over the last 10 years, probably severely over the last 5 years with Crohn's disease. So for me, it's like a very personal goal to be able to say that it's almost 2 things in one for me: a battle against my disability, but also to be able to finally get that, whether it's runner-up or to win, obviously ideally to win, but who am I kidding? But yeah, to be able to get to a final at the Welsh Nationals, that would be an absolute dream for me on a number of fronts.
I am very competitive. But equally, James is of the opinion, if you're going to do something, you do it to the best of your ability, and you put 110% into it. So we're both feel the same way, I believe, in that aspect.
I don't think you could call that. Yeah, that's a very. We're both so competitive. That's hard. Yeah.
I would put it out there that it's not about taking part. It is about winning.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
I'm a doubles player, of course I do, yeah.
Oh, my son, by far.
100%, yeah.
Yeah. He always has.
Oh. Technically, me.
Yeah.
Speed.
Yeah.
Steve. 100% Steve. Like I say, he loves his fitness. So speed-wise, endurance-wise, it's him. But just the technicality point, I think I'd probably edge it. Oh, me, 100%. If anyone's seen this man play on court, they know the expletives that come out of his mouth are non-stop. If I do it, it's because it's a joke. He is just anger personified.